Hi, I'm Claire Tompkins, the Clutter Coach, and this is the Organize Your Life podcast. I am passionate about organizing because it makes my clients' lives so much easier, more relaxed, and with more time to spend the way they want to. That's what organizing is all about, not about being neat or having the right containers. It's about getting more time for what matters to you. My specialty is chunking down this big topic so it's not overwhelming. That's the concept behind my book, 5 Minutes to a Relaxing Bedroom. And that's the concept for this podcast too, which is based on my first book, 52 Simple Ways to Get Organized. Both books are available on my website and on Amazon. In every podcast, I'll lay out a simple organizing concept and tell you why it's important. I'll include an action step at the end so you can start practicing right away. Okay, here we go. Here's podcast number 21 about why you must back up your computer. Podcast 21, that means my podcast is old enough to drink, yay! But we'll save that for later. This episode is based on simple way number 19 in my book. I'm always amazed at how many people I know, clients and friends, who don't back up their computers. Not only do they not back them up every week, they have never backed them up at all. Sometimes they have a perfectly lovely terabyte hard drive all ready to go, but they've never taken the time to set it up. I get that a lot of you are intimidated by the whole thing and don't know how to set it up, or even what the right questions to ask are to find out how. It is well worthwhile to hire somebody else to help you with that. Once it's connected, there's nothing more you need to do. Your helper will set up an automatic backup schedule. Just make sure the drive is turned on and you're good to go. So, why backup? Think of it this way. Your computer is more likely to bite the dust than your house is to catch fire. You've got insurance against a fire, right? So now you need to insure yourself against data loss. And you know that your computer will crash when you least expect it and when it's least convenient. Always. Hard drives have a habit of expiring suddenly with no warning. Why is data loss such a big deal? Well, since I run my own business, all of my business files are on my computer. Everything I've written, files for my website, all my contacts and notes, financial spreadsheets, books I've downloaded, yeah, the entire thing. Then there's personal stuff, which is equally important. Recipes, journals, email, financial files, files for groups I belong to, and those two big ones, music and photos. For most people, photographs are irreplaceable. Even if they are just the virtual kind, they still are. Start backing up if only to safeguard your precious photos. This goes for your phone, too. I know people who have over 1,000 photos on their phones that they've never backed up. And phones are even more prone to disaster than your computer is because they're so mobile. They get dropped, they get left in public restrooms, they get stolen. If you use a laptop, it's also more at risk than a desktop for the same reason. What records do you have that would be painful to lose? What if you lost everything and had to start fresh with a new computer? How would you even start? You won't realize what's missing until you have to start from scratch and discover what a time and energy sink it is. Even if you can get copies of files you've lost, just reassembling all that information, it's a huge job. Okay, I hope I've scared you straight. Really, this is a simple thing to do, and the payoff is huge. Buy an external hard drive, set up the backup schedule, or get somebody to do it for you. The rule of thumb is to get a drive that is twice the size of your computer hard drive, to accommodate one full backup and the incremental backups. If you don't want to mess with hardware or you want extra security, use an online service, in case the house does burn down and take the hard drive with it. They cost under $100 a year and are well worth the peace of mind they give you. Setup is simple enough for the technologically challenged to do. For most clients using an online service, I suggest backing everything up rather than taking the time to identify individual folders and files. The first backup that's performed can take several days if you've got a lot of data, but subsequent backups are incremental and quick and run seamlessly in the background. If you really have a small number of important documents, burn them to a CD and send them to a family member or stash them at your office for safekeeping. This is a good idea particularly for priceless files, especially those photos. In general, have such data backed up in more than one place for extra safety. I don't recommend using flash drives for backup. They're super handy for temporary backup and getting files from one place to another, but they aren't as sturdy physically. They're so small and light that they can get bashed around and damaged without you knowing it until you try to retrieve a file. Your homework is to go online and buy a drive, or set up the one you haven't gotten around to using, and start backing up. If you don't want to wait to get a backup drive, or you like the extra security, join an online backup service today. Hey, thanks for listening. I'm Claire Tompkins, the Clutter Coach. If you like the show, I'd love it if you'd leave a rating and review it in iTunes. It's also available in SoundCloud and Stitcher, and you can review it there too. And you can subscribe, so the podcast will be ready and waiting for you to listen to. You'll find the show notes on my blog at www.cluttercoach.net, and you can check out my store to find books I've written and books and products I recommend, plus some freebies. And come back for more next week.